All right, welcome back to more Baseball 9. Today I'm back with the Legends team, and in this one, I'm going to be maxing out the slowest pitch in the game, the eephus, and attempting to throw a perfect game in the hardest league, Royal 1. I've already added the eephus to my starting pitcher Nolan Ryan's arsenal and maxed it out, which for a prime at max level 150 is 234. And when you take into account other upgrades like potential, skills, accessories, and coaches that can go even higher, and it is now at 268. And here are the rules for this challenge. Given that I have to throw a perfect game, I can't allow the other team to reach base, which means I can't give up a hit, walk a batter, hit a batter, or make an error. Next, I have to use the same pitcher for the entirety of the game. And finally, the only pitch I'm allowed to throw is the eephus. And one more thing to make this challenge even more difficult is that in Baseball 9's most recent update, they added an option that allows us to hide the pitch location while batting. And you can now find this by going to settings, clicking on game, and then you will see show pitch location while batting right there. And it's toggled on by default, but we're gonna be turning that off for the first time. And I have not tried this new feature out, so I'm interested to see how much of a difference it makes. We're back at home at Brothers Park taking on the aliens. We got our ace, Nolan Ryan on the mound with the maxed out eephus at 268. Again, it is perfect game or nothing. He's swinging, it's on the ground, right, a chipper. And there's out number 1. The other team's really gonna have to wait back today with those coming in at 61 miles per hour. He's on top of it. Jackie makes the play for out number 2. I don't know if we'll be seeing lots of strikeouts though today. Got ourselves a 1-2 count and a chance at our first strikeout of the day. Low outside, and we got him over top and a 1-2-3 hitter start. The aliens also got their ace on the mound, a 146 prime Gardner, the best pitcher again in the league. And we got Jackie Robinson leading this thing off. And here's my first look at the new no pitch locator feature. Strike. All right, so it still shows you where the pitch is gonna be at with the circle, but after that, it doesn't show anything else. That definitely makes hitting in this game harder, but also more realistic. And here's a side-by-side comparison to show you guys the difference between pitch locator being on and off. Okay, I'm gonna have to adjust this new feature, and it might take a little bit. Already working with an 0-2 count, we're switching to contact swing. Can we fight here? We take the changeup the other way, and it's gonna be just foul. We finally make contact. Taking steps in the right direction. Gotta do it again, though. We get the sinker, and we're on top of it. Ow. Now we got Pete Rose up in the 2 spot. Back-to-back 0-2 count to start this game. We're fighting again. We get the changeup, and it's foul again. We can just straighten out the changeup. We finally get a fastball, and it's going to be down for a double. He's kind of slow out there and right. And we got a man in scoring position here already. Now that brings up Big Papi in the 3 spots. And again, due to the nature of this challenge, we only need 1 run. We get the fastball, and that's gonna move Pete over. Why did he stop? He would have been safe. That might cost us here. Now we got 2. Back-to-back sweepers in the dirt. We chase, and now we got an 0-2 count. We're fighting once again. And he gets us on the curve, and we blow the 1-out double. This is gonna be interesting today, y'all. Full count. If we walk and we fail. Puts it in play, and it's a little blooper to Jeter. That was close, y'all. Another 1-2 count. Let's go for strikeout number 2. Let's try the high outside eephus. He's on top of it again. It is ground ball city out here. 0-2 count. We're gonna try the high inside eephus for the first time. Let's see if it works. He's on top of it again. Right to Jeter. And another 1-2-3. Bottom of the second, and we got Ken Griffey Jr. leading this inning off. Another 0-2 count to start this inning. And he gets us on the curveball again. The no pitch location on the curveball is honestly disgusting. Now that brings up Chipper with 1. 0-2 once again. I'm starting to get used to this, y'all. We get the slider down for a single. We got a man on with 1 out again. Can we finally make something happen here? Now that brings up Rookie. And it's just foul again. That would have been off the wall for a double, maybe scored a run. And what do you know? 0-2 again, and we're fighting. We get the changeup and a beautiful double play right there. And actually, no, Ricky beats it out with his speed. Keeps the inning alive. That brings up Jeter, and we're going to steal 2nd and 3rd. Let's go ahead and send him. Strike. Man, I wish I would have swung at that. Save. But he's in there at least. Send him to 3. Strike. We chase the sweeper. He's in there. But now we got another 0-2 count. Jeter, can we clutch up with a hit right here? Out. And he can't even get it out of the infield, and they make a diving play. 0-2 count. We're going low outside in the dirt. And there's our 2nd strikeout of the game. 2-2 count. We just went high in the zone. We're going to go low outside. See if we can get him chasing. He's on top of it again. Another ground ball. Easy play for Chipper. There's 2. Another 1-2 count. eephus low in the dirt. And we got him. Strikeout number 3, and we're through 3. Bottom of the 3rd, we got our 9 batter, Johnny Bench, leading this inning off. 1-2 count, fighting again. And he gets us on the sinker. Thought it was going to be a curve, man. Okay, that brings the top lineup back up with Jackie Robinson. First pitch swing on the fastball, high and in. And of course, it's going to be off the wall. But we'll take another 1-out double. Another opportunity with a man in score position. And that brings up Pete Rose. Can we finally drive a run in? And Pete Rose says, I got you. Next pitch hits a 2-run shot. And that's all we should need if we can complete this. Now that brings up Big Papi. How about we make it back-to-back? Well, that's not as likely now that we have a 1-2 count, switch to contact swing, but contact swing home runs are still possible, so. And he gets us on the curve again, man. Now that brings up Barry with 2. First pitch fastball, and we pull it down the line again. Almost identical to Pete Rose's home run. Make it a 3-0 game, and we have broken this thing open finally. Can this be a true 2-out rally with Ken Griffey up right here? We've worked it to a full count. Who's going to win this battle? That would have been ball 4, but I was thinking it was going to be a slider or a sweeper to catch the zone. But you know what? Good inning right there. 0-2 count, high inside eephus. Nice knowing you. He's on top of it. Got a bunch of lumberjacks out here today. 2-2. Let's go a little bit further. Got him. Let's go. 0-2. We're going back out again. Got him in the dirt. We're starting to heat up on the strikeouts. Bottom of the 4th, we got Chipper leading this inning off. First pitch swinging on the 4-seam, but we can't get enough of it. It's going to be a fly out here to start. Now that brings up Ricky with 1. Back-to-back fastballs and back-to-back flyouts. You know, we're hitting it hard. Now that brings up Derek Jeter with 2. 3-0 count. I'll take my first walk of the game here with 2. Or a flyout on an exclamation point pitch right down the middle. Just a little bit early. Got too excited, y'all. Got him in the dirt again. That is a strat. Low outside in the dirt. They chase a lot. We're starting to figure it out. As soon as I say that, I can't get De Jesus to chase. And finally he chases. That could have been bad, y'all. A 62-mile-per-hour pitch right down the middle. We're not going to get away with too many of those. But thankfully, we got a 0-2. Let's go to it. In the dirt, we strike out the side. Bottom of the 5th, we got Johnny leading this inning off. Y'all, that is back-to-back pitches that have been exclamation point pitches, and we've done nothing. Top lineup back up now with Jackie in 1. Now we're working with a 2-strike count. We get the slider, and it's going to be down. I knew it was coming. He's too predictable right now. Maybe the sweeper might have got me in the dirt, but I'll take another 1-out double. And now that brings up Pete Rose in the exact same situation. Can he hit another 2-run shot right here? No. He's going to fly out, but that moves Jackie to 3rd, and now we got a man 90 feet away from home plate with 2 outs, and that brings up Big Papi in the 3 spot. Can we clutch up with 2? And first pitch fastball, and what do you know? We're sitting on it. Make it a 5-0 game. Another 2-run shot. That is what I'm talking about, baby. Let's keep working with 2. Now that brings up Barry Bonds in the cleanup, who homered in his last at-bat as well. It's not going to be a home run, but we're on the first pitch fastball. High in the zone. It's a recipe for disaster, man. We'll take a 2-out double right there. Let's keep this inning going right here, Griffey. All right, well, we got the high fastball. It was a little bit out of the zone, though, and we were a little bit underneath it. But we put up 2 more, and that is all that matters, in my opinion. 0-2 count, you guys know the deal. We dot the corner, baby. We get him looking. Strikeout number 9, 1 away from double digits. Full count again if we walk him. We're done. We get him to pop up, thankfully. He's underneath it. And no one makes the play for 2. Every time I got a 3-ball count, I'm not going to lie, I get pretty nervous. 0-2, time to go low and away. Strikeout number 10 in the dirt. Double digits, baby. Talk about a turnaround. Bottom of the 6th, we got Chipper leading this inning off. Knew that was coming. We hit it hard, but sadly, it's a fly out. Now that brings up Ricky with 1. That one's over his head. You ain't catching that one. Thank you, Ricky. 1-out double with our fastest player. And we're going to steal 3rd and set up a sac fly opportunity here with Jeter up now. And they finally go to the bullpen and bring in a 118 Diamond Landry. Things might be getting ugly here. Let's go ahead and send them. Fastball, and it's going to be off the wall. It don't even matter. Make it a 6-0 game. Another man in scoring position with 1 out. Now that brings up Johnny in the 9 spot. And that's going to be down the line. Not going to be a double with his speed, but that's going to score another run to make it 7-0. And now that brings the top lineup back up with Jackie. Sadly, that's going to be a flyout. And it brings up Pete Rose. Landry's got us 0-2. We got to watch out for that curve. And wow, I chased the cutter. I thought for sure he was going to bring out the curve right there, and he didn't. But you know what? We put up 2 more. 2-2 count. We got to be smart right here. I don't want to make it a full count. And we get him chasing. Back goes flying. Strikeout number 11. Everybody gets free pizza again. Get hashtag pizza in the comments. Again, we got 2-2. We cannot go to a full. Stay away. Get him to pop up. Out. An easy out there for Chipper. There's 2. Coming off a perfect high outside pitch. 0-2. We're setting him up for failure right here. Not low enough, but it's pop out city. And we're through 7. Bottom of 7th, we got Big Poppy leading this inning off. And we'll take the cutter down the line for a leadoff double right there. I'm liking it, baby. And that was a close play. Not gonna lie, I thought he was out right there, but now that brings up Barry. Barry, you've got to be kidding me. We get a fastball and you can't even get out of the infield. That's embarrassing, bro. 1 out now, and that brings up Ken, who's 0 for 3. Can he finally get his first hit right here? And he's going to. He's going to be off the wall. That's going to score the run from second. And he's in there. Make it 8-0. Now that brings up Chipper Jones. And they go to the bullpen and bring out a 126 prime Reed. And y'all, thank goodness I just remembered this, but I think I forgot to turn off mercy roll. And with the man on base and Chipper up, if I hit a home run right here, we walk it off. Any other time I would be okay with that. But the whole point of this video is to throw a perfect game with only throwing the maxed out eephus. So I'm not gonna risk it, and we're gonna switch to bunt only to make sure we go 9 to get the perfect game. Hope you know what, since we're bunting right here, let's go ahead and send Ken, and let's see if we can get this down. We do. Now we got a man on third with 2 outs. Now that brings up Ricky, and we still have a run to give. So if Ricky beats this out and scores the run, we'll still be okay. Let's go ahead and send him home, though, and let's see if Ricky can get this down. He does, and Ricky might beat that out, y'all. Close play, but he doesn't, which is honestly fine by me. Another 2-2 count. I can't help myself right now. But we get him. It don't matter. 1-2 count. Let's bring it in since we've been outside. And we dot the inside corner. 0-2 count. Let's dot that outside corner. And we strike out the side for the 2nd time today. Bottom of the 8th. That brings up Jeter. And since he's leading this thing off and there's no one on base, I'm just going to go ahead and swing away with him. First pitch swing on the fastball, and it's going to be a fly out to the center fielder. Now that brings up Johnny Bench in the 9 spot. And what do you know? Back-to-back flyouts on back-to-back pitches. And that brings up the top of the lineup, and Jackie Robinson. Is Reed going to get a 3-pitch inning right here? And Reed completes the 3-pitch inning. But at least we didn't mercy roll him right there. Top of the 9th, and they're trying to take Nolan Ryan with a perfect game bid on the mound. What is my coach thinking? Get out of here, man. They got Jacobson leading it off, who's 0 for 2 with 2 Ks. Let's give him the sombrero right here. 0-2 count. We went high outside. Time to go low inside. Nice knowing you. Strikeout number 15. We are 2 outs away. And we give Jacobson the sombrero. That's their best hit of the day. I don't even think they've gotten out of the infield until just then. That made me a little bit nervous. 1 out away now. 1-2 count. Let's go back to it. Low outside. And we end the game on strikeout number 16. And we get the dub 8-0 and complete the Max eephus challenge by completing the perfect game in Royal 1. And of course, Nolan Ryan gets the MVP. And there you guys have it. If I'm being honest, I think that's the easiest perfect game I've ever thrown in Baseball 9. They didn't make solid contact all game and only hit it out of the infield once. Maybe the maxed out eephus is a new meta. But either way, that's going to do it for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed. If y'all did, go ahead and leave a like, subscribe. Have a blessed day, and I'll see you guys next time.